There we go. Okay. Now YouTube's up and running. Let me just pop out the chat. This one can go over here. YouTube can go over there. All right. Here we go. So, last week, well, not last week, Sunday, I want to say I was streaming. No, maybe it was Saturday. Hold on. It doesn't matter. Last time I streamed, I tried playing with, oh Lord, the most painful deck in all of existence, which was Empowered Summoner. Just the most, I'll say for a modern day deck, the most incohesive deck I think Konami has ever designed. Like, yes, back in the day, there were a lot of archetypes and a lot of decks. I mean, even Hero. Obviously, Hero's gotten a lot of modern day support, so it has stuff like Sunriser and the Link monsters and a lot of new fusion monsters that make it viable. But back in the day when Konami was pumping out like Burst Return, hold on, maybe it's in Master Duel. Maybe be a total waste of a card to exist in Master Duel, but let's take a look here. Burst Return. It exists and I own 2 copies of it. If you control a face-up Elemental Hero Burstinatrix, return all face-up Elemental Hero monsters in the field of the hand except Elemental Hero Burstinatrix. I get why this card exists, because in the anime it was relevant and there was a situation where Judai needed to pull his E-Heroes from the field because it was negatively impacting him. I think the opponent was like taking control of him. But this card should never have existed, right? Like, it's so situational. It's so stupid. It should not be a thing. But it is. And that's fine, because that was Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day. But in I think the Summoner, the Empowered Summoner archetype, I think it was released in like 2014, I want to say, or 15, maybe I think 2013, 2014, a time when Konami should have known better. Like, they should have had a better grasp of what they were creating, what they were doing. That deck sucked. That was painful to play. I did not enjoy playing that game in any way, shape, or that deck in any way, shape, or form. Compared to a deck like Dynomist, where it's old, but it has enough cohesion that you can do fun and cool things with it. I was definitely disappointed because I do like I am a big fan of the 2 boss monsters, either the Evil Empowering Dragon and Aether the Empowering Dragon. Especially with Aether's monster effect, I felt like it was some interesting disruption, to be able to pull them out in your opponent's turn with Pendulum Switch, or even just being able to loop that Pendulum effect. Hey, you could tribute him for Golden Dragon Summoner on your turn after you attack, and after you Pendulum Summon him, you could tribute him, put him back in the extra deck, cycle him back again next turn. But just overall, in general, Konami really dropped the ball with that archetype, did a bad job with it. I know it was like the first Pendulum kind of like related cards ever, but oh, good Lord, it's just bad. It's just bad. So anyways, I had the idea when I was streaming yesterday. I don't remember. It might have been because somebody played some of these cards. They might have been playing like Supe Duskwalker or something like that. Hold on one second. There's actually a card that I forgot. Here, I think I have to turn it to cards I don't know. Yep, here we go. Weeping Idol. Oh, that doesn't... do anything for this deck. This is a Godwin card, and he did play it. I think in the anime it was a dark tuner, but because Quilla, Moondragon Quilla, was a dark synchro, whereas Sundragon Inti was a regular synchro. So I think it was like that I think Weeping Idol was a level 7, and I think he did a level 7 tuner. So he basically did special summon Oracle of the Sun, normal summon Ascator, synchro for Inti, banish Ascator for Weeping Idol, and then somehow I think, or maybe he didn't play Supe. I'm curious about this. Let me double check here. Let's check out his deck on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki here. Because there's literally just those 4, let's see. Oracle of the Sun, Weeping Idol, Dark Tuner, Dark Goddess, Whitaker. So he never played Supe. Weeping Idol was the special summon. And I think Dark Tuner, Dark Goddess, Whitaker was a level 3? Oh, you can have this face-up card's level become equal to the level of one synchro monster on the field, and you pay 1,000 to special summon it. So yeah, he did Oracle of the Sun and Ascator for Inti, paid 1,000 to special summon Dark Goddess Whitaker, banished Ascator for Weeping Idol, who was level 2, turned Dark Tuner, Dark Goddess Whitaker into an 8. 8 minus 2 is -6 for the Dark Synchro summon Moondragon Quilla. We don't need to play Weeping Idol because it's just not useful. So we're not going to play it. Also going to take out the Line Walker. I'm also going to take out an extra copy of Greater Line Walker. The issue that I'm having with this deck is that the survivability of these monsters is not good. Of course, if I draw into Dawnwalker or Duskwalker, that's an instant synchro for Inti or Quilla. And Ebon Sun, at the time, I thought that its third effect was only useful with Earthbound Immortal Revival, but this actually pairs really nicely with Duskwalker and Dawnwalker's effects, because if you discard a spell or trap to special summon them, you're going to get that card back with Ebon Sun. So this deck actually has a decent amount of cohesion, or at least more cohesion than I think you would expect. The problem that I'm having, and honestly, you know what? We don't need 2 copies of Call of the Reaper. The problem that I'm having is survivability. There's a lot of situations where if you don't draw Ascator Dawnwalker and you don't draw Supe Dawnwalker or Supe Duskwalker, you've got these duds in the hand that, I mean, well, I take it back. Let's walk back for a second. If you open Oracle and fire an Ascator or a Supe, that's still an instant synchro. But if you open a Pocket to Keel and Oracle of the Sun, you can do nothing. If you open Ascator and Supe, you can do nothing. If you open Greater Line Walker and Supe, good luck. You got nothing. So what we need to do here is, I think we need a little bit more like synchro support, but in the monster category. I would like to pick some monsters that still keep that like sort of like Incan or, you know, South American theme with like the Earthbound Immortals, but really we just need either, I guess, monsters. Maybe I should search for something tuner related. Like, these guys are spellcasters. A Pocket Tequila's Thunder, which is cool, but why, I'm not sure. And then obviously Insect and Fiend. There actually was a card that I was thinking of that I thought might be good to add to this deck. Where is it? Excuse me. Maybe I don't own it. Here, let's... Oh, it's a secret rare. Okay, I guess I thought he could summon in face up position, but face down. I mean, this is basically Charmer support. Yeah, I mean you could flip Dawnwalker, and also I didn't realize that Supe didn't have 1500. I thought Ascator Dawnwalker and Supe Duskwalker both had 1500 defense, so that card's not going to work either. Uh, okay, here let's search for maybe like some tuner support, and let's start by just sticking with cards that we own because because I do not have any secret rare gems, and I don't like this deck enough that I think I want to spend any of those ultra rare gems. So if we could avoid that, level 5 or higher tuner, that helps not at all. Let's see here. Be nice if Konami just printed like I know from the 5Ds era we have a lot of general generic synchro support, but I just feel like it's really behind compared to the kind of support that we've gotten for like Lynx generically or even Xseeds generically. It's just not, I don't think, comparable. I'm at a loss here. I don't. Yes, this deck needs more, like... Oh, what's this? Oh. When your opponent's monster declares a direct attack, negate the attack. Then you can apply the rest of this card's effect. Banish one tuner monster and any number of non-tuner monsters from your graveyard, whose total levels equal 8 or less. If you do... All right, King's Consonance. I think that will help quite a bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, I think that's probably it for spells and traps, because we got to fill out those monster slots. Necrolinker, that's Synchron only. Also, I don't see that really helping too much. Let me see here. Maybe we can look at like some rare / normal rare cards that I don't own. There's basically nothing. Okay, interesting. Let's see down here. No, that's all. You say Synchron related stuff. That does me nothing. I mean, these guys could possibly... No. Because, I mean, you can always run over Supe and Ascator. That's not... It's not going to help. What does this do? There's an attack on a Synchro monster you control. Banish that Synchro monster and one tuner from your graveyard. And if you do, special summon from your extra deck one Synchro monster whose level equals the total levels. Okay, well... We don't really need that because it's a 2-level jump between the two, and Ascator's level 3, Supe's a level 1. So that's not going to work. Are there... I mean, let me try Earthbound. Maybe there's something in this category that we're missing? No, other than just adding other Earthbound Immortals, not really... No, because we're only running one copy of Wiracocha. What about... Maybe there's some, like, generic Synchro support monsters we could toss in here. Okay. Or even if there's just, like, a way... I mean... I was kind of looking at cards that like more generally special summoned from the graveyard, which I don't know. I mean, it helped a little bit, but once you get Inti and Quilla rolling, like, it's pretty easy to keep that trend going. The only, like, real barrier to it is if they have stuff that banishes, but if they do, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. You know, that's just going to be what it is. This deck loses to that, so we're just going to go in and pray that they don't have any of that. And what's up with Chaos Shell? Back card effect. Banish one light monster from your hand or graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. Okay, the restriction doesn't matter. If this card's special summon, target a banished Core of Chaos. What does Core of Chaos do? This gave the card will leave the field, banish it instead. Banish one dark monster from your hand or graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. Also, okay, that's also fine. Oh, so they just kind of like loop each other? We got 6 earth monsters in here. So, and honestly, and yeah, Azkator and Azkator Dawnwalker and Supay Dawnwalker are also earth. Do have a couple dark and some light, but it's not enough to justify running those guys. So, I mean, here's what we're going to do. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Whoops. Battle. What do we got? Just going to put some generic stall in here. I know it's not great, but I really don't know. I would craft another Supay Dawnwalker or Supay Duskwalker or Azkator Dawnwalker because they're like literally the best cards in the deck, but I don't have the gems for it. I don't want to break down any other cards. So let's just put some very generic stall in here. What can we add? What can we add? Let's do... Let's do... What's Marsh... Well, hold on. Oh, okay. Let's just do 2 of this guy. I like Emissary from the House of Wax. It's an interesting effect. All right. Okay. I was struggling a little bit with this deck again because like it's just like if you don't open the stuff you need to make an Inti or Quilla, and sometimes even still then, you're gonna suffer. You're just gonna suffer. So we'll try and run this deck. If it doesn't work, we can always switch to something a little bit more exciting, a little bit more fun. We can look at some dual replays. I am gonna, well, I'm working on something to start streaming some Pokemon Emerald for you guys, but I know Nintendo is really big on not using ROMs, which I think is really stupid, but I don't have any control over that factor. So I'm trying to find a way. I do have a copy of Pokemon Emerald version. I'm trying to find a way that I could stream it legitimately. I wish Nintendo just like would like work with Steam or something and just be like, hey man, you wanna buy Pokemon Emerald or Fire Red or Crystal version on Steam for, I don't know, $20, $30. That's what they used to be in the old days. They used to cost $30. Sure. Okay. You know, count me in for that. But they won't. They won't do it. Even if they released it on the Switch, I think I could find a way. I think people do find a way to, like, connect their Switch to their desktop for streaming. But, yeah, I don't have that capability to play Pokemon Emerald on the Switch because they don't even sell it in the Nintendo store, which is lame. I will say it's lame, but obviously if I'm streaming that stuff, I want to stick to the rules, not do ROMs, so I don't get banned or so I don't get like copyright strikes by Nintendo. So more to come on that. We'll see what happens. Also, anytime I see somebody playing the Onomatos, Yuma's cards, I get real nervous because one, I get worried that they are going to do that stupid OTK with Numeron Dragon and one of the Utopias, and I think it's like Utopia Dragoroar and Manipulator of Souls. Hate that OTK. It's really dumb. But also Utopia in general just has like a lot of really nasty extra deck Xseed monsters. Okay, he's doing a regular Utopia. Surely it won't end there. Oh, face down. Oh, a battle phase. Okay. Interesting. Go for it. Kill my fire ant. There's no point to it. I could bring back Supay Duskwalker, but it's just going to get sent to the graveyard at the end of the turn. So it's kind of useless. Not going to worry about it. Okay. And there's another Ascator. Okay. Well, let's go a Pocket to Keel. Bring back the Ascator with Call. Wish I would have drawn like an Ebon Sun, but what are you going to do? At least we can bring out Inti. Here we go. Bring out Sun Dragon Inti. All right. And let's see. He's probably going to remove a material to negate the attack. And then let's just pop the other material. I don't care if I lose Quilla because Inti will bring it back, but for sure he's probably going to, he's going to remove that material to keep the Utopia. Okay. You would think this is like not the worst board ever, because hey, reviving towers, looping towers, it should feel like a good thing, but the Utopia Xseed monsters. What is this? Gagaga Sister. Add a Gagaga spell trap to the hand. Sure, go for it. Gagaga Revenge. Special summon a Gagaga from the graveyard. Give Xseeds 300 attack. All right. All right. Still not sweating it here. Utopic. Okay. Oh, wait. What? Level 6? Oh, they're combined levels. Okay. What level 6 is he going to do? Like Utopia Beyond? Yep. Utopia Beyond. Okay. Okay, I don't care if he puts them all at 0 attack. Okay. Still not worried about the Ashura Strike. Wait, is that lethal? No. It's for sure not lethal. Especially because Quilla will trigger and give me some life points here. So. Oh. Oh, yikes. Did Inti's effect really just screw me by letting him Xseed Reborn that? Oh my... Oh, wait a minute! He attacked in the worst order possible because now Quilla triggers and gives me Inti back immediately. Woo! And And that, friends, is why you read cards. That's why you should always read your opponent's cards. If he had done that in the opposite order, if he had done Utopia into Quilla first, we would be looking at a much different game here. Oh, so even though Inti came back, should I do this? Yeah. Let's get some bodies on the field. Quilla in defense, just as a precaution, because we need some life points, and Inti does not immediately revive Quilla. It's during the next standby phase. So if he outs Inti, you know. I could have. Let's just go for it. Let's get the Utopia Beyond off the field. What do you got? Wait, really? But dude, you're going to have to banish Utopia Beyond for that. Is that worth it for you? Okay, and you bring back Utopia, but... I mean, he doesn't have any X-Seed materials, so... Boom. Couldn't have ended it, but... I do feel stupid for putting Quilla in defense. I forgot that Utopia kills itself, but destroys itself. Hey! Welcome, Biochu. Biachu? Biachu. I'm going to hope that I said that right. Biachu. All right. I guess it didn't matter in the end. But yeah, in the anime, Utopia didn't have that effect where it blew itself up if it didn't have a material when it was attacked. So I just completely spaced on that. We got really lucky there, though, because if he had attacked Quilla and Inti in a different order, that would have ended the game. But as I always say, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not going to sweat someone else misplaying. That's up to them to read the cards and to make the right choices. And there's no takesies backsies. So if you screw up and you don't do things the right way, I mean, that's on you. Maybe next time they will read their opponent's cards. Bingsu, nice to meet you. Thank you for subbing to me. Thank you for joining. Oh, ouch. That's a horrible opening hand. Oh, you have. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you for coming over to Twitch too. I do appreciate it. Oh, Kodama. Okay, I remember you. Well, thank you for popping over on Twitch. Either platform's fine. Today I'm doing, I'm playing a Sun Dragon Inti Moondragon Quilla deck. It's kind of like a Rex Godwin deck anyways, because we have Greater Line Walker in here. We've got Weird Coach Araska in here. And we are about to get our face kicked in by Kashtira because I opened all spells and traps. I don't know how this keeps happening. With Ebon Sun, I keep drawing 2 copies of Ebon Sun, which I just find to be crazy. Like, I only have 2 copies in the deck. I find it a little bit shocking that keeps happening. Based this week as well. Based stream? Or based deck? Or are you making a joke and saying that it's based that I just bricked? That this is just like the brickiest of brick hands. Oh, yeah. Quilla and Inti, I am having fun with. The deck has its flaws for sure. Like Azkator Dawnwalker and Supe Duskwalker, I think, are welcome additions to the archetype, but they don't quite do enough to fix it. Basically, what I'm going to do here, I mean, I'm going to pray that they can't get game. I mean, they're going to get another Kashtira with Shangri-Ira, But if I special summon the Oracle of the Sun, it's not really going to... oh, well... I could get Ascator or Supe from the deck. But we have nothing to revive Oracle, so... YOLO. YOLO. We got Book of Moon, we got Oracle. Let's just see about... Wait, what is he waiting on? Oh, he's probably just reading it. Yeah, I mean, kind of just need to pray that we get something next turn to revive Oracle of the Sun. Or even just draw Ascator Dawnwalker or Supe Duskwalker. Maybe I should have activated a copy of Ebon Sun too to just give me some more life points, but... oh, you know what? I probably should have... Well, actually, no. Hold on. He special summoned that thing last turn, so let's stop him from bringing out the Arise Heart. Let's put Rise Heart into face down defense so he can't overlay into Arise Heart. And, ooh, okay, he's going to trigger Ogre here. Yikes. Kashtira Big Bang. I didn't read it, so I forget what it does. The two Ebon Suns hurts, I'm not going to lie. And I'm down to one copy of Call the Reaper, too. That wasn't terribly useful, but... What? Oh, he just... Wait. Oh, you can do it with just one Kashtira, regardless. Okay, that cooks us. I did say it earlier in the stream. I know you weren't there, Kodama, but... Decks that banish cards will kill this deck. There's just no... Maybe I should be running Imperial Iron Wall, but... Yeah, with Witchcrafter, Ebon Sun is nutty. It is insane. I mean, Witchcrafter already has really solid resource generation from getting a lot of their spells back through their own effect. But you add Ebon Sun on top of that, and it's just combos for days. So... That... Yeah, exactly. That's what I keep running into. It's almost like the game knows that it's like a really powerful card. And it's like, if we give him Ebon Sun, we got to handicap him and give him all the Ebon Suns, which is useless because it's a hard once per turn, I think, for all the effects. But then otherwise, like, I could go through, like, 20 cards in my deck. And it's like, where's the Ebon Sun? It's still not here. This is a decent opening hand, though. Supe will bring out Quilla. We can Oracle of the Sun and Ascator into Inti. Oh, okay. Are they going to make me special summon monsters from the deck? Is that why we're using Fulos right now? That was that had to have been a misplay with the Fulos. Not going to complain because it helps me a lot that they don't do that because... Well, but Fulos is for special summons from the deck or extra deck. And Nibiru comes from the hand. So I feel like... I guess I see what you're saying. Like, oh no, wait a minute. For Fulos, you don't need to have an empty field for it. I think that was just a misplay, straight up. I think they just were not paying attention and they saw something flash in their hand and they were like, whoop, here we go. Okay, that's too bad for them because we got all the stuff we need. I'm going to give up Ultimate Earthbound Immortal. I don't have a field spell. I mean, yeah, Greater Line Walker can. Well, no. We'll give up the Ultimate Earthbound Immortal. I don't even have a field spell yet, so even if I get Weird Kocharaska into my hand, it's not going to be the most useful. So we'll dump that for now. Oh, I screwed up. Oh, I'm an ape. I'm an ape. I can still do Inti here. I knew I was gonna do this too. I said to myself, make sure you special summon Oracle of the Sun first. Oh no. Okay. All right. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna bring out Inti, and we're gonna go into battle here. Dictator. Oh, is Dictator D going to force me to attack the Dictator D? I mean, he could do that. Honestly, that would not be the worst choice ever, because then with Blue Eyes White Dragon, he could blow up Sun Dragon Inti. I have to pray that he doesn't summon other monsters, though, to kill off Supe. Because if he does, that will really screw things up for me. I can't believe I didn't special summon the Oracle of the Sun first. Oh, that was such a dumb move on my part. But Blue Eyes does often struggle with... I mean, I know one of those cards in the hand is a Blue Eyes White Dragon. So the other two cards hopefully are not any kind of monsters that he can special summon. Like a Blue Eyes he could special summon onto the field, or a monster he could normal summon. And hopefully he'll just use Alternative Dragon to blow up Inti and call it quits there. That would be best case scenario right now. Because otherwise, I mean, I guess Oracle of the Sun could get me back. Or could get me a new Supe from the deck, but then we need a way to get a level 5 monster on the field. Oh man, he drew another Dictator of D. Yeesh. That sucks. Oh, in defense position! Thank God. I don't know why he did that. I feel like we're playing against a noob. I feel like they don't know their cards too well. Okay, and another set monster. Okay. Maybe like a White Stone of Legend or something, which still could have run over Supe. So I'm getting real lucky here. One of the benefits that I've realized in Yu-Gi-Oh! That will always happen is when you play a deck that people don't get, when they don't know how it works, when they don't know what your cards do, they will always misplay. Everybody's seen Blue Eyes. We know how Blue Eyes works. We know what it's going to do, what it's going to try to accomplish. None of that is in question. How often does somebody see Sun Dragon, Moon Dragon deck? Probably almost never. And if they haven't watched the 5Ds anime, I mean, let's be honest, it was a long time ago. I was in high school when the 5Ds anime was airing. They're not going to get any of this. So here we go. Tuning for Quilla. Boom. We've got a Synchro in the graveyard and Synchro on the field. Let's special summon Earthbound Greater Line Walker, our Rex Godwin in like Earthbound Immortal form. Trigger his effect. Let's grab Wiracocha Raska just so that way we can thin the deck a little bit. And then battle. Quilla's going to attack first. I don't care if he uses Dictator to have me suicide into White Dragon. Quilla will immediately bring Inti back onto the field. Okay. Totally fine. Quilla triggers here. Brings out Inti. Unfortunately, Inti has to attack now. I'm sure Dictator of D is going to redirect. Well, maybe it'll redirect into the face down. I'm hoping he redirects into Dictator of D. And then at the very least, it was the face down. Okay. That makes sense. It's probably the most logical thing for him to do. Graveyard into the deck. Target one effect monster you control. Send it to graveyard. Special summon Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard other than the sent monster. So I guess he could get the other Blue Eyes onto the field. Okay. This is a little bit tricky with the Dictator of D on the field because unless I can clear... Well, next turn we should be able to clear the Dictator of D, but he's probably going to do some annoying stuff until then. If he pops Inti, I won't be able to get Moondragon Quilla until the next standby. Although... Oh, what's he doing here? Discard one Blue Eyes Red Dragon, or one card that mentions it. Okay, so he's bringing out the other Blue Eyes. Let's see. Vision. Oh, come on now. Special summon Blue Eyes monster. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so the other Blue Eyes can definitely kill Earthbound Greater Line Walker. Which is annoying, but that's okay. It's really just that Dictator of D that's causing issues. I would be perfectly happy to just ram Sundragon Inti into all of his Blue Eyes, but he's going to keep warbling us around with this thing. Probably going to hit for a little bit of damage here. It's not the worst thing ever. Okay. Okay. Not too bad. Equal here. It's 62-62. All right. Let's do some things and stuff. Ooh. Okay. Yep. Activate Inti's effect. Bring out Quilla. And then... activate Earthbound Prison. Use its effect to negate... I'm going to negate the Dictator of D here. Yeah, that's going to be the best move. Because then we can summon a Pocket Tequila. I could tribute summon Weird Coach or Raska, but man, this thing's effect, it can be gnarly if you can pull it off, but your opponent needs to have cards in their hand, ideally 3. You need to have 3 cards that you're cool with shuffling back into your deck too. It can hurt, but like he's got nothing, so that doesn't do squat for me. Okay, so now a Pocket Tequila is going to get this annoyance off the field. We're going to have Quilla ram into the Blue Eyes. Quilla triggers to bring back Inti. And then Inti is going to kill off the alternative dragon. Next standby, we'll get Quilla back. And we will go from there. Thank God for Earthbound Prison. Very, very cool field spell. I really like this card. Okay, so Inti's going to bring back Quilla. Should I put... I'll put him in defense. Whatever. Because there are some Blue Eyes monsters that have 2,500 attack. I would like for him to attack. That's the thing that, honestly, I think comes up the least in this deck. I almost never trigger Inti's first effect to blow up the monster that blew it up, that blew it up and inflict damage. Quilla's effect I do trigger more often because obviously it's 2,500. It's easier to beat over. Yeah, I knew he was going to do that. But I tried experimenting with like Battle Mania, and it didn't work out too well. It's a really dead draw if you don't have either of them on the field. So yeah, ooh, okay. I mean, that's not the worst draw ever if I could get another monster to normal summon. Let's end it there. See if we can get him to attack Quilla. If not, I'm just going suicide mode next turn. I probably should have done that last turn to clear the blue eyes. Stop him from building up resources, but I do feel kind of confident here because I have Descending Lost Star. So even if he pulls some shenanigans, we can put Inti on the field. That's a great way to trigger Inti's effect. Nobody wants to attack into an Inti. That's not fun. Okay. When a card affected targets this card, special summon blue eyes white dragon for your hand deck or graveyard. Target for an attack, negate it. Change this card's battle position. Special summon blue eyes from your hand deck or graveyard. Okay. Annoying, but not the worst thing ever. Actually expect... Well, no, I guess Synchro summoning here. Well, actually, okay. If he were to Synchro out, there is a Blue Eyes monster that kills graveyard effects. That would be rough. Because I'm pretty sure it's a once per turn. So even if I hit the Descending Lost Star and brought out Sun Dragon Inti, that is not going to... It would have to be like he already negated Quilla that turn, but I don't really see... He'd only have that one Blue Eyes out, so I don't see that happening here. Oh, that's spicy. I should have slammed the Quilla into Blue Eyes last turn and just brought out Inti and blown it up. Mistakes were made. I should have known better. Yep. Okay, so here's the Synchro summon. Might still have some options even if he does that. Okay, Azurai Silver Dragon. This is not the one that negates graveyard effects. Oh, you poor soul. Why would you do that? Is he just not going to attack now? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh man, it's the other one. It's the Shining Eyes something Majigger or something like that. It's the really bright shiny blue eyes. The other really bright shiny blue eyes. Oh, my brother in Christ was quite the misplay. He's got 9 cards in his extra deck, so I mean I have to assume that they have that card. And honestly, I mean, this could even just be like a Blue Eye structure deck. So, well, no, not with a Fulos in it, I guess. That wouldn't make sense. But 9 cards in the extra deck, I got to assume that they have the other Blue Eyes. And for some reason, just... I don't know. Again, I don't think they're registering how Quilla and Inti work. The last time I went to an anime convention... It was in August of last year. I think there might be. I'm almost certain that there... I know there's a Dark Magician structure deck, which is why I feel like there has to be a Blue Eye structure deck too. Maybe don't quote me on that, though. And I think the way I can tell that it's probably not is like a Blue Eye structure would not come with Molcharmy Fulos. But yeah, at the last anime convention I went to, I remember at the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament they had, was this really eccentric guy who, you know, we were talking about the game and stuff, and we were waiting for the elevator to come, and we were kind of stuck there with a bunch of other people. The elevators were moving real slow. We waited for like 30 minutes, and he kind of scared the people that were waiting for us because he was like, Yu-Gi-Oh is a really simple game. One thing you got to remember about it, it's real simple. And he screamed for this part. He goes, read your effing cards. And he was like shaking and yelling. And it was funny. I mean, you know, he was trying to be funny. And it was pretty funny. I was laughing. But the people that were waiting with us were like, whoa, buddy. Like, chill out a little bit. All right, there we go. Yeah, a lot of misplays in that one too, is basically the reason that we won that. Let's take a look at their deck. Confirm opponent's deck. They didn't have it. Oh, wow, they did not have it. Lucky me, because that would have been a dual ender if they had the other Blue Eyes Synchro monster. Let's take a look. Let's see if they have a Blue Eyes structure deck. Yep, okay, so they got Blue Eyes Max right here. And oh, okay, so he basically was playing. They were basically playing a variant version of it. It looks like, because they did have the Azurai Silver Dragon, they did have the Heroic Sun Dragon, Overlord of Heliopolis. You know, as well as some of this other stuff. Let's see though. Here. Blue Eyes. Here it is. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Once per turn, when an effect or of a card in the graveyard is activated, you can negate the activation. This would have ruined me. This would have ruined Inti and Quilla. It would have just put an end to it. It would have just died right then and there. So very lucky that that didn't happen. Very, very lucky that that didn't happen. Give me a second here. Let me collect my daily rewards. What do we got left for dailies? Activate a trap. Activate a spell. I've only played one spell card. We couldn't Fusion Pendulum or Link in this current deck. So 2 more spells and 1 more trap. What can I say about this deck? Honestly, I feel like... Yeah, honestly, like, it would have been unfortunate if he had the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. It would have just been over. Would have been cooked. So very lucky that they didn't. What can I say about Quilla and Inti as a deck? I think this deck can be fun, but I think the problem with it is that I think, honestly, it needs more spell and trap support. Call of the Reaper is pathetic. I mean, the thing about it is that, yes, if you already have pulled out a Quilla, or, well, even then, this card is pathetic for this archetype. Because here's the reason why. If you're already pulling off the Inti Quilla loop, that would be a time where you get an easy graveyard summon that you could trigger this card. But what is the extra Supe or Ascator going to do for you? Like, I mean, yeah, I guess you could bring out another Inti or Quilla, but it just doesn't feel like it does a whole lot. I did put Temple of the Sun in because this card was made for these two. And, I mean, if you combine it with Ebon Sun, 1300 boost is solid. I mean, you got a 3800 or 4300 beat stick between the two. Mostly, I mean, it's kind of like Call of the Reaper. I just put it in because it's relevant to the deck. Ascator Dawnwalker and Supe Duskwalker are probably the best cards in here. Obviously, I know Earthbound Greater Linewalker relates to them because it's special summoning condition to have a Synchro on the field and Synchro in the graveyard, but these two are the winners of the archetype. They need more spell and trap support, though, to support the Inti Quilla loop. Maybe give more ways to trigger Inti's effect, which can be pretty devastating because of the burn damage, because of the destruction. So I just think it needs more spell and trap support. No, I know. Realistically, yes, there's other level 6 and level 8 Dragon Synchros, or even just Synchros in general, that I could have added in here. But a lot of times when I play my decks, I play them as close to pure for the archetype as possible. We're shooting for anime-style duels on this channel, and oh, hi. I just saw that someone joined on YouTube. I didn't even notice that. That kind of looks like a bot. I'm not sure. yeah, so I try to play my decks as pure as possible to the archetype itself. Sometimes I think it makes sense to add a couple splashes in there, but always shooting for anime style duels on this channel. And yeah, so, you know. And honestly, some of those duels, like the Utopian one was not bad. That one against the Blue Eyes one wasn't terrible. Honestly, this is a great segue into taking a look at a replay to kind of showcase what I'm talking about here, what this channel is all about. What would be a good duel to show off here that I am not going to probably upload to YouTube? Let's do... Honestly, yeah, this one was pretty good here. This was a... Oh, I can't see my opponent's deck. Let me play it here. This is my Tistina deck. I was up against Dragoon. It was Red Eyes Dragoon was what I was up against here. The Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, I think it is the Red Eyes and Dark Magician fusions. They're basically playing like a Dark Magician fusion deck. One card extra deck with Tistina, the divinity that defies darkness. They opened with Lemon Magician Girl. So I guess they were kind of playing pure Dark Magician a little bit. They didn't have a full extra deck either. I put DNA Checkup in this deck because, honestly, this is a great draw card. Even if they know you're playing Tistina, a lot of people don't know a whole lot about Tistina. And the 4 monsters that you could normal set all have a different attribute. So realistically, they have a 50% chance of guessing the attribute of the face-down monster through DNA Checkup. But Light and Dark are the most popular attributes that people play. And if they don't know Tistina at all, or if you haven't played anything yet, a lot of times people will guess Light and Dark. Those are the only 2 attributes that you can't normal set. Well, you could, but it would be a tribute summon, so yeah. So anyways, this guy goes right into the Dark Dragoon, doesn't waste any time here. I used the DNA Checkup. They've only got 1 card in hand, so I guess they just weren't willing to waste the negate on a trap card that could potentially give them 2 draws. And I draw into 2 Breath of the Tistina. I have 2 Play. I have 2 Fallen. It's essentially a pure Tistina deck with a little bit of like Aqua, or just like, yeah, Aqua support with some of the other cards. But this is honestly the dream hand here, because even if he negates one of these cards, the rest are not getting negated. So goes right into the Magic Lies Fusion to bring out the Dark Magicians. Dragoon triggers on Sentinel to burn me for 1200. Hits me for 3k with Dark Dragoon. Hits me for 28k with Dark Magicians. Down to 1,000 life points here. And honestly, I wasn't sweating. Like, even the Crystal God Tistina draw, not sweating it. So Dark Dragoon activates. They're going to ditch the Ash Blossom to negate my Breath of the Tistina. And literally, Dark Dragoon, this is a frustrating card, but I have to say, when you have enough resources, like, as long as it doesn't come out when you've got like 2 cards left in hand, or when you have a card that absolutely must resolve, it's not the scariest thing ever. I think it still is a really OP card, which is sad because look at that art. I mean, that's beautiful. That's some really beautiful card art. That's fantastic. But in this situation, I was not hating on the OPness of this card because I was like, cool, I got all the outs. So Fallen of the Tistina goes into Divine Domain Ba Tistina. Ba Tistina ditches Hound of the Tistina. It's got 3 face-up cards, so we can special summon a Crystal God off of the effect of Divine Domain. The Dark Magicians is going to trigger, let him draw and set a spell trap. Going to activate Breath of the Tistina. Breath, I'm flipping. Why did I flip the Dark Magicians here? Because I wanted to avoid its destroyed effect. Although, I guess, honestly, from here on out, we're either tributing or sending to the grave. So, Breath of the Tistina flips the Dark Magicians, adds Tainted to the Tistina, activating Crystal God now to flip Dragoon face down. Breath lets me do an extra normal summon for Tainted. Tainted is a level 10 from being normal summoned. Overlay into Tistina, the divinity that defies darkness. Trigger its effect. Blow up the field. Send the field to the graveyard. I apologize. Send the face down cards to the graveyard. So send the Dark Magicians here. And the Raigeki that they pulled off the effect. That's got to hurt. Detach the Tainted of the Tistina, Tainted triggers, and lets Tistina, the divinity that defies darkness, attack twice. With 4K, that's the Tistina OTK hitting for game. This is what I don't understand about people. I've seen so many YouTubers. I did talk about this, I think, in my last live stream. I've seen so many YouTubers talk about how bad Tistina is. I don't understand why. I did see one YouTuber talking about how bad it was, and I was watching him play it, and I was just like, my brother in Christ, you don't even understand how the deck works. Like, you are playing this deck completely wrong. You are whining and complaining about how bad it is, and you are playing it like dog crap. I saw another YouTuber. It was someone on Team Samurai X who was like, I'm going to show you how to play Tistina. And he wasn't talking smack about it, but he was like, okay, guys, the entire point of this deck is to get Crystal God Tistina on the field with Demigod. And yes, Demigod's quick effect to basically trigger Crystal God Tistina's effect on the opponent's turn is good. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Team Samurai. I gotta be honest. Like, I know that they win a lot of like YCSs and stuff, and they're good at the game, but I don't find their content to be very exciting. I honestly just clicked because he was like, I'm going to teach you how to play Tistina. And then he was like, yeah, the whole point is to get Demigod on the field with Crystal God, or to get Crystal God on the field and set play so you can special summon Demigod and use a quick effect to disrupt. And I was just like, bro, you're trying to OTK with this deck. The whole point of this deck is Mimi flip everything face down and remove the face ups. And then once your opponent's field is entirely face down, you get Tainted on the field, you overlay with Crystal God, you exceed into Tistina, the divinity that defies darkness, wipe the field, detach the Tainted, and you go boom, boom, me do 4K 2 times for 8K damage, and you win the game. That's how this deck works. That's what this deck does. Hound is still useful because, and same with Returned in case there's a situation where you can't get Tainted on the field. And Returned is obviously going to, if it does get drawn out, it's going to loop materials to keep triggering Divinity that defies darkness. I've had Hound end some games before. I have a video on my channel of this deck, Tistina versus Witchcrafter, and Hound actually won me the game because I didn't win with my Divinity that defies darkness. I was dumb. I should have gone for the Tainted, and I didn't. I grabbed someone else. Wasn't able to finish them off. I survived them outing my Divinity that defies darkness, but was basically in a position where I got one of their monsters face down with Breath, normal summoned Hound, and attacked directly for just enough damage for game. So Hound is relevant and stuff, and all these cards are relevant. Like, Play is relevant too, but at the end of the day, you want to go boom, 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 wipe the field, hit for 8K, and end the game. And I've never seen any Yugi-tubers talk about that. I've never seen any Yugi-tubers talk about the fact that the whole point of Tistina is to do Tainted and God and overlay for Divinity that defies darkness and just OTK them. So, yeah. Let's watch this one. Transcendosaurus versus Amazonas. This was, I think, a pretty good one. See what's going on with this one. Well, tell me this... Tell me this, Bingsu. Why do you not like Team Samurai? What's your complaints with them? Yeah, no, I hear that. Which is so funny to me because they win YCSs. Like, I see them all the time. They've won some pretty prominent Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, but their deck lists are just like okay, this is not... I get it, like maybe they just don't want to give out the goods of like their professional deck lists, but at the same time I'm just like, dude, this is bad. Like, it's not even like a deck that I would build where it's fairly simple and creative and meant for casuals. It's like their deck lists I feel like are meant for like pro or like competitive players, but then it's always like several tiers under what competitive play should be playing. So I hear you on that. I think that makes total sense. So opening hand, a little bit bricky here. Setting the Justy Break and summoning the Cavazools. They go into Amazona's Village. They're going to trigger Amazona's Spiritualist. Grab a Poly off of her. Replay the Village. Normal summon the Scouts. Drew into the Transcendosaurus Meteorus. Tributing here for Megazowler, because honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who is the face-up normal monster for Justy Break, and I'd rather have it be level 6, because there's more I can do with level 6s in this deck. This deck's all about level 6s. Still can't attack over the Spiritualist, so just ended there. They tributed the Scouts, which I think was a misplay. But yeah, another brick here, drew into Fire Opalhead, tributing the Megazowler for Opalhead to attack the Spiritualist. Village is going to bring out Baby Tiger, setting the Ghost from the Past because we've got 2 monsters in the graveyard now. Although, another reason I went into Fire Opalhead is because this deck needs as many normal dinosaurs in the graveyard as possible. So I wanted to just kind of cycle another one in there. So ideally don't want to trigger Ghost of the Past right now. But anyways, they fusion into Amazoness Pet Liger. And then a nice combo there, since Amazoness was summoned, Baby Tiger recycles itself, and then Heirloom onto Pet Liger, which only protects from battle destruction. Don't know why they wasted it there, but I hit the Justy Break, blow them up. Hell yeah, little D. You gotta love the little D. Transcendosaurus, I have to say, I feel like you could almost consider this archetype to be like a quote-unquote meme archetype, because it's like normal dino support. I love this deck. I love the art of like the evolved Transcendosaurus monsters. I love the effects. I have some great replays on Master Duel with Transcendosaurus. And I actually just uploaded yesterday a replay of... It was Transcendosaurus versus... Give me a second here. How am I blanking on this? Transcendosaurus versus Virtual World. That was a really fun, really good duel. Yeah, exactly. It's not like an OP meta deck, so what's the point of trying to play it like an OP meta deck? I am with you 100% on that. Like, you might as well just meme it and play it for fun, you know? Most decks are not OP meta decks. Totally fine to play them casually. I mean, hey, I basically only play casually, so I'm all about that. But yeah, at this point, I don't remember why, but I triggered the Meteorus and I blew up the Sword Arm and the Fire Opalhead to bring out Transcendosaurus Meteorus. Milled the Stegocyber, which is a phenomenal card with Transcendosaurus. Stegocyber has saved my bacon so many times. It's a great card to dump with Meteorus. But anyways, they've got War Chief and Queen, nothing else. I'm not doing too hot either. I'm pretty low on resources. And that Onslaught is rough because that puts me in a position where I cannot be attacking their Amazonesses because Meteorus will get banished. And if Meteorus is banished, I do not get to trigger his effect to revive him. So anyways, they're going to do Spiritualist here. Yeah, I love... Especially if you're playing casual, Stegocyber is fantastic. So basically, if it's damage calculation, when your opponent's monster attacks, you pay 1,000, special summon in, you take no damage. It's a really hard card to chain against, to negate, because it activates during damage calculation, so there's like a lot of stuff doesn't work against the effect. If you're taking more than 1k damage, which a lot of times I am, it will spare you that damage. And it's just a free summon for a level 6 to overlay into Drill Ignathius or to trigger a Glaciosaurus. If you overlay into Drill Ignathius and then detach it as a material, it's going to go back to the graveyard instead of banishing itself, so you can recycle it. But yeah, there's a lot of times where getting that Stegosaurus summon on the last battle of the turn and having that level 6 on the field going into my turn really helps with making the other Transcendosauruses that you can summon. And can save you some damage if they're going to do more than 1k. There have been times where I'm like, that would have been game if I didn't have Stega Cyber in the graveyard. So it's a fun card. It's a fun card if you're playing casual. So anyways, they go into Pet Liger King here through Amazon's Secret Arts. Trigger its effect to bring back War Chief. Village activates on the destruction effect from Pet Liger King. War Chief triggers as well. Got to give this person props. They were playing Amazonas very well. Amazonas is really, at the end of the day, all about recycling Queen and War Chief through the effects of guys like Pet Liger King, Spiritualist, Village, grabbing all of your powerful Amazonas spells and traps. They either drew into her at some point, grabbed the Onslaught, which was the best move for them. The one thing that they didn't realize, though, I think, is that Pet Liger King can't attack the turn it triggers its effect. Honestly, they should have just rammed one of the Amazonases into Meteorus and banished him and then attacked with the rest of them. But for whatever reason, they got spooked. They didn't want to do it. You know, again, misplay just like earlier with the Scouts, which is gone now. I don't know where it went, but I guess they like shuffled it back or something. I went into Common Charity here because I just was desperate. I didn't get anything off it. I drew into Monster Reborn and Survival's End. Oh, that's a funny one too for Giant Ballpark. Yeah, because that's the tough part about Transcendosaurus. When you've got Meteorus, Drill-Ignathius, Glaciosaurus, Gigantozauler, and Exoraptor all on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 normal monsters you need to be recycling for all of their revivals. Ideally, you're not having to do that. Like, obviously, 1 revival for Glaciosaurus protects it from battle destruction, card effect destruction, and targeting. One of the reasons I love Glaciosaurus. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. Oh, I guess in general, just Glaciosaurus can't be destroyed by battle. But the protection on Glaciosaurus is insane, in my opinion. But yeah, Giant Ballpark is a funny way, you're right, to just like dump 3 vanillas, have constant looping power with Gigantozauler, keep blowing cards up, or even just keep like meat sticks like Meteorus on the field. But yeah, so the Graceful Charity actually worked out because I dumped Survival's End, was able to trigger its effect to banish it, blow up Meteorus, and blow up the Amazonas Onslaught, which is just lethal to this deck. Onslaught triggers, but I honestly couldn't care less at this point. They're going to revive the baby tiger, pet baby tiger. Shuffle back a normal monster, bring back Meteorus. Meteorus triggers here. We send the Lance of Pharynchus. Activate the Uradora of Fate. Give Meteorus 1,000 attack. He uses Archer. I lose 500. Uradora triggers. I don't know who the monster that I pulled from it was, but it was someone with over 2k attack because I gained 2,000 life points. Draw 2. Oviraptor activates here. We're going to add the Xenometeorus to the hand and then set Survival of the Fittest. Things are looking pretty good here. Uradora of Fate expires at the end of next turn, but they go into Queen, which is rough because at this point, their monsters are immune to battle destruction. Banish Secret Arts to trigger its effect to fusion summon through the extra deck with Poly. Augusta is summoned. So, I mean, I will say this person was doing pretty good with their Amazonas deck. They could have beaten me if they had just rammed a monster into Meteorus earlier with Onslaught. They didn't do it. It's unfortunate for them, but, I mean, again, misplays are misplays. At this point, they're going to... Again, I don't know what happened here. I think this is just more misplays because they rammed Queen into Oviraptor. And I get it. They were able to trigger its effect because it attacked. But I'm sitting here and I'm just like, man, why wouldn't you just have Augusta rip him to shreds? That would have been 16k damage. You know? And I wouldn't have been able to... Well, I could have summoned Meteorus. And then even if Queen attacked, I could have, you know... burned my Survival of the Fittest on Meteorus. Would have been kind of a waste, but he would have been able to survive the damage. Dying by Battle. But Queen is a rough one here because I don't have nearly. I'm not even close to a Gigantozauler, so I don't really have any way to out the Queen. But I am able to use Xenometeorus to blow up the Transcendosaurus Meteorus for a Frostosaurus. Meteorus summons itself back through its effect. We're going to mill back the Sword Arm. Synchro here into Transcendosaurus Glaciosaurus. Boom, Glaciosaurus into Tiger. Goes from the past here to reduce Augusta's attack to 0. Survival of the Fittest onto Meteorus to put him at 4,500. Augustus at 0. And boom, KO'd for 45k damage. So yeah, I, again, could have lost if they hadn't misplayed. I don't think them not battling into my Soul Eating Oviraptor would have really changed anything. Maybe slightly, but I think at that point the game was kind of in the bag for me. So give me 1 second here. I'm just going to BRB. I'm going to run to the bathroom, and I will be back in 2 seconds. All right. I am back. Okay. One thing that I would like to do here is I would like to build a new deck for next stream. We're gonna scrap Inti and Quilla, as fun as it was. And what was that deck that I wanted to play here? I'm thinking what I want to try that I have not ever played, because I did have a lot of fun with Dynomist. I know Pendulum is, I think by far and large, not like probably the least favorite mechanic of people. But I am curious about the mythical beast archetype, and I would like to give it a shot. Also because I have, like, I'm pretty sure I have some of the supers for mythical beasts too. Right, we don't have any of the supers, but but let's take a crack at this. Let's just take a crack at building this deck. I do think it'll be interesting at the very least. Let's do 3 copies of Jackal. It seems like they're all Pendulum Scale 4, which tells me that this deck probably doesn't want you to Pendulum Summon. It probably has something related to just Pendulum effects. And let's see which ones we're missing here. Okay, so downside to Mythical Beasts is that the big boys are ultras, and I only have 1 of each. 2 more of each would be 120 gems, which is not too far. Looking at it this way, I'm only 10 off from 1 more of each. Maybe that would be more feasible, like 1 more of each. But it also looks like they only have the 2 spells. That seems weird. Maybe let's just try typing in mythical. Maybe there's got to be some cards I'm missing here. Mythical. Mythical. Okay, mythical Bestiamorph. That's got to be related to them. Each time your opponent's monster effect. Oh. Wow. Search a spell card. Don't mind if I do. And then mythical Bestiary. Okay. That also seems like it's relevant. What does the continuous spell do? Mythical Institution. Each time a face-up Mythical Beast Pendulum monster cards you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, place 2 spell counters on this card. Once per turn, you can remove any number of spell counters from your field. Add 1 monster from your hand, monster to your hand from your deck or face-up extra deck with level equal to the number removed. You can place a spell counter on. 1, 4, 4, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, all right. Okay, it's got protection built in. Move spell counters from your field to activate one of these effects. Return 1 Mythical Beast Pendulum monster you control to the hand. All right, we'll read the Mythical Beast Pendulum monsters in a second to figure out why that's useful. Special summon 1 face-up Mythical Beast Pendulum monster from your extra deck. Place 2 spell counters on it. All right, that seems much better. Special summon 1 face-up Pendulum monster from your extra deck. Okay, so just any Pendulum monster. Maybe we've got more Spellcaster Pendulum monsters we can add here. Each time an opponent's monster effect is activated. Oh yeah, we read this one. Search a spell. This one lets you place 2 spell counters on a card on the field. And if it's destroyed by opponent's card, you can special monster's deck to place a spell counter and put the 2 spell counters on it. Okay. Mythical Beast Cerberus. Simple, easy. It's a meat stick. It gets spell counters when spells are played. 500 for each. It attacks. It loses all of them. Classic, cool card. Love this guy. Love this guy. Very cool. Even, oh, I see. So then okay. Then there's Mythical Beast Master Cerberus, which is like an upgraded version of him. And then Mythical Beast King Jackal, which is the thing that's emerging out of Cerberus here. I never looked close enough at the card art to realize that. Interesting. And I guess he has a baby version of just Mythical Beast Jackal. So I guess this is the upgraded version, and then these two combine or something for... anyways, each time a spell card is activated, place 1 spell counter on this card when that spell resolves. Okay. Remove 3 spell counters from your field and tribute this card. Special summon 1 Mythical Beast effect monster from your deck, which would be any of these guys. Garuda, place 1 spell counter on this card when that spell resolves. Hold on, let's get another Garuda in this deck. When your opponent normally special summon a monster, remove 3 spell counters from your field, special summon this card from your hand, then return that opponent's summoned monster to the hand. Ooh, spicy. Very spicy. Pendulum effect is If you have no card in your other pendulum zone, target one other spell trap on the field. Destroy both it and this card. Okay, so spell and trap destruction. I didn't read Jackal. If you have no card, target one face-up card you control that you can place a spell counter on. Destroy this card and place a spell counter on that card. Okay, cool. Nifty. Once per turn during the battle phase, remove 2 spell counters from your field. Half a monster's attack and defense. All right, cool. That's not bad. Target one monster in your graveyard that you can place a spell counter on. Destroy this card. Special summon that monster. Place 1 spell counter on it. All right, decent. So we need some non-pendulum monsters in here as well. Basilisk is going to remove 3 spell counters, return a Mythical Beast card from your pendulum zone or face up from your extra deck to the hand. Okay, recycling resources. Excellent. Destroy it. Shuffle a spellcaster pendulum from your extra deck into your main deck. Then draw a card. Okay, I mean, that could be useful if you're, in a pinch. 2 spell counters when a spell card is activated. Ooh, monster effect negation. Love to see it, folks. Destroy it. Special summon Mythical Beast Pendulum Monster for extra deck. Except okay, so special summon from the extra deck. Cannot be destroyed by card effects while 4 or more spell counters are on your field. All right, that's pretty solid, especially with 2800 attack. Remove 4 spell counters. Target 1 monster your opponent controls. Banish it face up. Gain attack equal to the banished monster's original attack until the end of the opponent's turn. Nice. And then he just searches Mythical Beast Pendulum monsters. Okay, this is an interesting deck. This is going to be fun. Let's just real quick. We're going to dismantle 1 ultra rare. I can't get rid of the Queen Butterfly Danaus. Really? That makes me sad. I do not want to get rid of the Masterpiece, the True Draco Slayer. Can't get rid of the Dual Assemble Worms. What a bummer. That's not cool. I really wish they would lift that restriction from like the classic packs. Like, man, if I don't want 3 Dual Assemble Worm and I want some gems from it, you should just let me do that. You shouldn't make such a big fuss about it. Because I have some other cards too that like I have 2 Sophia Goddess of Rebirth. When would I ever need more than 1 Sophia Goddess of Rebirth? Probably never. And I can't dismantle it. Fun. I guess in some ways I kind of get it because maybe people just buy the structure decks and disassemble those, but just make it exclusive to the structure decks then, Same with FGD. I don't need 3 FGD. Just I need to be able to get rid of some of these. But alas, they won't let me do it. What could I or should I get rid of? I kind of gave up on playing Evil Heroes. I thought I would build Evil Heroes because they have the Supreme Darkness stuff coming out, but let's keep it real. Evil Heroes are probably not going to get, at least the new ones are probably not going to get put into this game for a long time. So I'm going to dismantle the Dark Gaia. And let's look for some spell counter support here. So we've got, I'm not going to go the Arcanite route. I think Endymion, because they also have Pendulum monsters, would probably be like the closest. Sorry. The closest relative cards, but I don't know. I don't feel like there's enough room to add them all. So, maybe. I was thinking to maybe try and add some pendulum monsters that have different scales so that I could pendulum summon. Because obviously, like someone like Jackal, you don't want to leave him in attack position, but he has a really good effect to, whatchamacallit. Oh no, who was the one that negated monster effects? Was it Garuda? Or was Jackal, wasn't it? It was Jackal. Still, though, probably don't want to... I don't know. Okay, let's focus up here for a second. Spell counter, related cards. Really? That seems like such a weird support card for Black Luster Soldier because I don't know of any Black Luster Soldier cards that relate to spell counters. Power of the Guardians gets a spell counter, and that's a solid card for protection. Gateway to Chaos. Oh, I guess Gateway to Chaos. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense now. I was jumping the gun there. Breaker can be a good one, but remove one spell counter from this card. Discard spell. Continue spell directly from your deck. But you can't activate it that turn. So is it really that useful? I mean, we could use Rogue of Endymion to search Mythical Institution, but I don't know how I feel about that. Spell Power Grasp is probably always going to be a good one because these guys get a counter from a spell card, and it'll add another spell card it'll add another spell card grasp. So it's basically like 2 free spell counters. Megaton Magical Cannon, also a good option here. I wish there were cards that like had effects that activated when spell counters were removed. Arcane Barrier is not a bad choice either. Anti-spell should be pretty easy to trigger. Magister of Endymion is at Pendulum Scale 8. Oh, okay. Let's do, I think, 2 copies of Magister here. And now we can kind of start picking apart. Well, here, let's just generate 3 Basilisk. Okay. Let's generate another Garuda. Okay. Let's do 2 more Beast Magic Attack. And 1 more Mythical Bestiamorph. Alright, something tells me we don't need 3 Mythical Institution because it does have built-in protection for itself. And I do feel like 3 Mythical Bestiamorph is also probably not necessary. I'm waffling on Beast Magic Attack. Let's take a look at Spellcaster Pendulum Monsters. Let's see what we got. Let's look at everybody. Okay, we got the Magicians. I don't want to play you. What was his name? Yuya. I don't want to play Yuya cards, to be honest. Not a big fan of Yuya. I didn't like the Performa Pals. If they just had him have like just a straight up like Magician Odd Eyes deck, I feel like that would have been cool. But Foucault's Cannon. It's a... but it's Pendulum Scale 2. Magical Abductor, Pendulum Scale 3. Oh, he's level 8. But it's Valance. I don't really know how Valance works. So we're going to pass on that. More Magician stuff. Not really a whole lot of like terribly good, just generic. And I mean, I guess this is the point. Like this is probably like the most Pendulum Monsters of any like type of monster. Like I can't imagine. Like I mean, maybe dragon or warrior has like an equal number of pendulum monsters, but there's just a lot of like archetypes that have spellcaster pendulum monsters, like the mythical beast, like the Endymion, the magician archetype, the Valance archetype, the Magispector archetype. I would be willing to bet that this is the most. The spellcasters has the highest type of pendulum monsters of any archetype, and still isn't a whole lot. Let's go back to some spell counter cards. Well, you know what? Here. We do need another Jackal King if we're going to play this deck. And we do need another... Well, hold up. I did get a free pack, right? They're punishing me because I opened a lot of these because I played the Endymion deck previously. Add 3 Jackpot 7 into the deck. What does Jackpot 7 do again? Oh, it's a secret rare, dude. I don't even have the gems for this, even if I wanted to. When this card in your possession is sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, banish this card. If 3 of your Jackpot 7 are currently banished and were all banished by this effect. I mean... Alright, Sunnyshine, you're not completely wrong, because it's a spell card, you can activate it. Yeah, but... Dude, that would be so funny for the lulz. You know what? Honestly, though, hold on. Where is it? It's Mythical Bestiamorph. You can add spell cards from your deck to your hand. So if I had the gems for 2 more Jackpot 7, I would totally do it, dude. That would be so funny. And the fact that you could search it with Mythical Bestiamorph, I think it would be... Yeah, it would make sense, because you're just like spell counter, spell counter, spell counter. But I just don't. I'm so low on secret rare gems right now. I will keep that in mind for the future, though. And that's an awesome suggestion. I do appreciate it. And it's not out of the realm of possibility in the foreseeable future. So it is something that could happen at a later date. For right now, though, I'm going to... Let me see here. You know, Magical Blast is not a bad option either, but I think what we definitely need is Pendulum Paradox, because Paradox adds 2 monsters with the same scale, which they're all scale 4 except Magister, which is scale 8. But, you know, I mean, what is this? Like 80% of the deck is scale 4. And Paradox will give those monsters back to our hand. Well, I only have 3 slots left here, so hold on a second. Let's just take a look at some other... yeah, Pendulum Halt, I think, is another solid one, because we have a lot of Pendulum monsters with different names. And then... Scale is not a bad card, because most of the time we're going to have monsters in the Pendulum Zones with a difference in scale of 0. It's going to act like a Heavy Storm Duster. And then last but not least, I'm good on monsters. I know those are good Pendulum monsters, but I think what I'm going to need next is I'm going to need to add some Link monsters to the extra deck. Switch? No, we don't need switch. We got enough stuff to special summon. Hold on. There was a card that I wanted to add. It's a pendulum related card, and I'm blanking on it. Are you talking about? You're talking about the pendulum trap, right? That revives monsters, kind of like here. This one. Are you talking about this one, Pendulum Reborn? Because this I actually feel like would be a solid card to add. Because basically all of the mythical beasts, their pendulum effect is going to blow them up and put them in the extra deck. So I think that's a solid one to add. Let's take a look at Link Monsters, Spellcaster, because I think the last cards that I want to add here are going to be... Oh, and I don't own either of them. Oh, that wouldn't be terrible, but I don't think I'm going to play many Exceed cards in here. I would like to do Beyond the Pendulum and Exceed the Pendulum, but I wasted my jewels on the other one, so that's probably not going to work. Okay, here. You know what? I'm just going to start here. Maybe if the deck isn't quite working, some XE monsters would be good. But let's just take this into solo mode, because I haven't done the 3 solo mode duels yet. This is just a good way to kind of like practice what we got going on here. Sure. Mermail, why not? No, what's the Pendulum Exodia deck? I've never heard of that before. It's my first time ever hearing about that. Let me see here. Special face on the... Okay, from the extra deck, though. So that's not going to help too much. Okay, let's normal summon Medusa here. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about now. I think I have heard of that. Okay, I'm going to blow up the Garuda here because this Greedle Impact is going to get really annoying. And before I go any further, let's have... Okay, so it's not a Greidle monster. Greidle monsters are super annoying. Let's do... Yeah, you know what? Let's do Jackal's Effect here. Take back Garuda, because Garuda's effect is actually pretty solid. Let's do a Spell Power Grasp. Put it on Garuda. Add another one. And then we are going to set the Pendulum Scale. We are going to set the Mythical Bestiamorph and end. No, and I've seen that video before as well. So I know the loop that you're talking about. But main thing I want to focus on right now is just the... Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, I missed it. Something bad happened. The main thing I want to focus on right now is like focusing on the mythical beast monsters. I want to focus on their effects, focus on utilizing them. This may have been a bad deck to like to go up against. The Greidles are just so annoying. But they normal summoned. Wasn't during the damage step. Oh my gosh, Garuda triggers in the hand. Okay. Alright. I goofed up. I did not read my cards. That was my bad. And this is why we do this in solo mode, because it's good practice to just kind of learn how the deck works. Let's try it again. So Garuda's trigger effect to bounce a monster is only when it's in the hand. Got to remember that here. Okay. Face up extract to the hand. All right, so let's normal summon, right? Yeah, let's normal summon Basilisk. Activate Mythical Beastmaster Cerberus. Trigger Cerberus. Blow him up. Let's add... We already have the Garuda in the hand. Oh, let's grab Jackal King. Okay. Activate the Jackal King. Trigger the Jackal King. Blow him up. Bring out the Cerberus. Oh, all right. Cool summoning mechanic. Let's trigger the Spell Power Grasp. Put it on Cerberus. Add a Spell Power Grasp. And then... Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Trigger the Beast Magic attack. Wait. Oh, you have to remove 4 for it. Wait, but I have enough. 3 and 3. Remove spell counters from your field to activate one of these effects. 4. Special summon one face-up mythical beast pendulum monster from your extra deck. Why is that not triggering? Oh, I have to remove... Oh, I have to remove them. I wonder why that didn't work. It just says remove spell cards from your field. Huh. Okay. Anyways. Very strange to me that I couldn't do anything else, but I guess it is what it is. Gonna move past it and just note to try not to do that in the future. Yep, we're gonna trigger Garuda here because I do not want to deal with this guy the AI suiciding Gradles into me to steal my Mythical Beastmaster Cerberus. Not okay with that. Okay. Alright, so let's summon Basilisk. Power the Guardians. Place it on Basilisk. Add a Spell Power Grasp. Boom. Everybody gets a spell counter. I guess I could, but let's just do this. That's a quick effect, right? No, it's not a quick effect. Okay. Here's where it gets tricky. Because he's probably just going to suicide the... well, I shouldn't say that. He's probably just going to ram the Gradle into my monster. Let's end on that. Because they're going to ram their monster into Mythical Beastmaster Cerberus. And then they're going to take control over him. Oh, well, they'll ram it into Basilisk. Okay, or not. And they're going to synchro here? They're going to overlay? They're going to link into Miss Starboy and then bring out Eagle. Okay. All right. Interesting. That's about all I can say about that. All right, let's tribute summon for Mythical Beast Jackal. Let's trigger the Mythical Beast. Wait. They're both Mythical Beast Jackal? Am I missing something here? Jackal King. Okay. It wasn't scrolling. I'm like, 2 monsters with the same effect? Anywho, let's put counters on Jackal King. Let's do the last spell power grasp. Why not? Put him on Jackal King. And let's say no to Gradle. We do not enjoy the Gradle. And now I will have my big stonky boy go into the Mistar boy. All right. Cool. Interesting. Probably still need some tweaking. I'm not opposed, Sunnyshine, to what you were saying about the Exceeds or the pendulum transfer, but yeah. Well, I'll keep building it before next stream. I'll work at it a little bit. I do want to try and incorporate another day of the week for streaming. I don't know which day yet. Right now, it's looking like I think I'm going to be doing Saturdays in the afternoon, Mondays in the evening. I think I'm going to try and hop on maybe like Thursdays is usually a good day to stream. So I think I'll try and hop on Thursdays too and maybe do some different kind of content. I know some people have been watching the Lethal Company videos. Those have been a lot of fun to make. And that game is so wacky. So that one's always fun to play too. Or maybe I'll pick a different game. I do have a lot of stuff in my library that I haven't touched. Some stuff that I have touched too, that I'm pretty far along in. I have Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I've got One Piece Pirate Warriors. I've got Elden Ring. I'm taking a break from Final Fantasy because I have to resubscribe. So that's probably going to take another 2 weeks before I start playing it again. And yeah, I mean, that's basically what I got so far. So I will, again, try and maybe figure out something different for Thursday, but just want to say thank you for everybody who tuned in. I really appreciate you giving me a watch, giving this a shot. I'm really excited to grow my YouTube community. I think it's definitely more fun. We got more people to hang out with, more people to interact with. So for anybody who's watching this or anybody who is already liked or subscribed, please feel free to share my channel, share my videos with your friends, bring them in on the fun. Love to hear some feedback from anybody who is enjoying the content. And yeah, I will catch you guys next time. Have a good night.